What's going on, guys? So behind me, I've got this Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. So we've been rebuilding this thing. Yes, even though it might not have an engine and the paint might look pretty fresh. This vehicle did sustain some fire and we ended up stripping it, cleaning it, painting it, and it looks actually better than new. So if you guys haven't seen all those videos leading up to this point, go check them out. I will link them above for you guys and you guys can see how we got to this point. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to figure out the headlights. So this vehicle was a fully loaded and optioned vehicle, and it had every bell and whistle, and one of those options was factory equipped HID headlights. So I bought the headlights, but when I was looking for different parts and stuff, I was trying to be like as cost effective as possible. The engine bay harness with the fuse box, this one was from a non-factory HID equipped car, meaning it's made for and wired for just regular halogen bulbs. So the HID cars actually had a relay, well, two relays, one for the left headlight and right headlight for the HID circuit, and it actually runs through different pins. So I was just trying to see what the easiest way is to do it. This is the actual wire. So it runs on, like, if it's just the regular setup, then it runs all the way to here and it just puts 12 volts on this. If you have the HID setup, it goes to the fuse box, triggers a relay, and then comes back to the headlight. So what I have to actually do is go over and repin. These wires go all the way to our body control module underneath the dash. So I ended up just putting this all together, but now I actually have to lay underneath there, and I just have to pop it out and put it into a different pin. That will get our relay trigger out into the engine bay, and then I'm probably gonna have to take this wire and we'll have to maybe intercept it somewhere over there. The actual gauge of the wire isn't going to be any different. It's just the amount of power that's coming out of the body control module. They want it to come from a dedicated power source in the fuse box. So this wire runs all the way through here. So I might try to intercept it somewhere over there, run it from the trigger to here, and then reuse this wire that comes all around so I don't have to take off all this loom. But I am probably gonna have to take this off to there, from our fuse box to that kind of Y junction, so that I can reroute some stuff. And then same deal here, I'll have to intercept the wire that goes to this headlight to the fuse box and reroute it to our relay in there. So let me go ahead and do that. I gotta repin a couple things in our BCM area and then we can get to this stuff. All right, well, it's a couple days later and the good news is that I got the headlights working. The maybe bad news for you guys is I didn't record it all because I just got in one of these modes where sometimes I like to just blast music, get things done that I don't necessarily want to do, and that's what I did in this instance. But I will tell you guys what I did. So I think I explained before, but the original HIDs or HID equipped vehicles, they have two relays and two fuses for the HID ballast to power up your bulbs, and the original system didn't. There's also two wires that run to the body control module that trigger these relays. So what I had to do was run those two wires that were not in there, and you can see all the tape and all sorts of stuff, meters, soldering irons. I had to remove a bunch of tape and essentially I had to run two wires all the way through this harness, and then I redid it all like factory again. And then I installed the two relays that were missing in the factory positions. I also installed the two fuses in the factory positions. So all this is just like factory, and now my HIDs will come on. So now I can finally put my headlights in. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to put them in just yet because I might still take the front end off just so I can get to everything easier when we're doing the engine and stuff. And I can actually put all this back together. I took all this part so I could get to those pins and all that kind of stuff, and now I can actually put that back together the way it was. So let's go ahead and I'll show you guys. Let's make sure this is okay. Our battery's charged again because I completely drained the battery. So let's throw that on. And if I sneak through here, sorry, it's a mess through here. Now if I turn the headlights on, our HIDs do boot up. So I also have something cool coming for the headlights, but these things are super bright. I don't know if you guys can hear that HID buzz. There you go. Super, super bright. So they're both on. So there we go. Now the headlights work like factory. Let's move on to something else. Oh, one thing I will notice, you guys will see this little plug. I ordered something and hopefully it comes so that I can plug something in here. I'm sure you guys can probably guess what that is, but nice thing about this harness, even though I had to run for the HIDs, it does have the little plug on both sides for that guy. Okay, next little thing I want to get done. You're gonna notice, or if you didn't already notice in the corner, I've got a glass there for this door. So this glass actually shattered inside. You can probably see some of the bits of it right there, but I haven't taken this off yet. So let's pop this panel off. We're probably gonna have to shot back a ton of glass out of the bottom of this door, and then we can put that one in. That one will have to get tinted because the other side, it's down now, but it is tinted. But either way, let's get some glass in here. That way I can put the windows up. And I still am looking for a sunroof. So I have the sunroof, but the front like rain gutters in it are baked out of it. So I'm trying to find one of those, because once I get the sunroof in, I can button up some of this headliner stuff, and I could actually put my headliner in after the sunroof goes in, and actually have a closed car where if I needed to, I could roll it outside and it wouldn't get rain inside. But let's pop this off and get to work. Okay, so we got the door panel off. I wasn't too cautious of taking this off, if you guys are wondering, because this got a lot of heat, and all of our pattern on the door, like how you see here, I don't know if you'll pick that up on camera, but went all smooth. So this panel is getting replaced, so I kind of just took it off. A little bit rough, but here's what I was talking about. There's just all glass inside this door. So I'm going to try to shot back it out as much as possible. There's more glass all in there. All in there. So, and then yeah, you can see our window here and the shattered glass that's in it. So look, I started to take this out, and yeah, so I gotta take out, it's weird the way it works. It literally just squeezes in this clasp, the glass. So that's how it goes, and I just got this kind of plastic coating that goes through. That's how the old one came off, and then this one's a little more fun to get to. I don't know if the track will bring it any closer for us. I'm sure I could bring it down and get to it, but let me get out the shot back and get as much glass out of there as possible first. All right, so I got most of it out. I can't get, there's a little bit right in here and I cannot get in there. Only way I think we'll be able to get out the rest of that glass is gonna be to probably just like listen to some Drake or something and get a bunch of bass going to vibrate that and just move it loose, because there's no other way. So probably just play some Drake and then I think it'll come out. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna grab the glass. I actually turned the system on, put the window down, so I got that to there, so I should be able to drop the glass in, put the 2 bolts in, and then we should have a window. All right, so the new glass is in. If you guys ever change these, it's a little bit weird. It took me a little bit to get it into the channel in the front. But what you essentially do is put the track all the way up, even though I did it from the bottom. You put the track all the way in the upmost position, and then you drop the glass in, and then you get it to here. So that's where you want your adjustment. And if you guys do or don't know, the Challengers, the windows go up and down when you open the door. So right now the windows, if I show you over here, you're gonna see that it's a little bit down. It's not all the way up. And as soon as you close it, the window goes up automatically. Like that, and then when you open the door, the window pops down like that. So she's all adjusted, looks all good, because when I close it and it goes up, it looks all sealed up nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw my door panel back on. Let me see about maybe getting the new door panel. I don't know if I have to clean them up just yet. I haven't even looked at them, but I might put the new door panel. No sense putting the old crusty one on there. Okay, there we go. We've got a new used door panel on here. So this one, the pattern isn't all melted away. It's not perfect, and from storing it, I guess it's got a couple divots in it. I'm hoping I can either heat gun these out, or maybe the sun will get them out, but who knows. at least it looks better. It's not as bad as the old one. So that's on there. That is done. Window goes up, kind of cool. And it is a, I don't know if you guys can see it, Mopar glass. So gonna have to get some tint on there at some point, but at least we got a window. I did today just order a sunroof as well. So if you guys do or don't know, the sunroof, I don't know where it is right now. I think it's on the other side, but sunroof, the rain gutter got melted. Let me show you guys actually. So here's the sunroof. It looks perfectly fine, and it mostly is, but see this here? This is the rain gutter for when some rain gets past this seal, which it inevitably will. It has this gutter here, and then it has these drain tubes. But look at this side over here. This got completely melted on this side. Well, I guess, I don't know, completely, but it ended up melting right here. So potentially water could drip out of here. So you can't buy just this piece of plastic. It's riveted to the actual frame. So I got a complete assembly. I got it from Wrecking Yard coming. I got it for $230 plus tax, which I thought was, you know, reasonable. Everything too is like this. I think it's this thing. The sunshade thing, that thing was all torched on the inside anyways. So like this guy here. So this thing was melted here anyways. So we're gonna have a complete new one coming. And then once we get that in, then I can put our headliner in as well. And since we're doing door panels, here's my other one. I got a matching pair. So this is another used one that is decent, because ours on this side is all melted and it's got a few nicks in it. So I'll swap this out. Okay, new door panel is on, so that's looking better. We've got actually some texture here. Let's move on to the next project. I figure I might as well put the clock spring in. That way we've got our turn signal stock. We can kind of mess with that. And then also that way we can actually hook up our buttons so we can access the menu on the screen. So since we're doing some interior and electrical stuff, we'll just keep on that path for this video. Let's get this on. Okay, so we're gonna pop the steering wheel off. And I don't have all this stuff secured just yet, you guys, and the reason being is I've got a little surprise for you guys in an upcoming video, because we've got a bunch of spicy parts for this thing. So we've got a different wheel, seats, all sorts of stuff. So it's gonna be pretty exciting. I'm really excited to get the Go Fast stuff on here, but for now, we're just gonna rock what we've got and get some of this stuff on here. So there we go. All right. So that just kind of sits on there like that, and then your wheel goes on top of it. And then this trim piece, this is actually the original trim piece. I managed to kind of clean it up somewhat decent. It's got one little Spugats mark on here, but hopefully you don't see it too much. But yeah, all right, so that's in there. Now we can go ahead and we'll put the wheel back on, feed our wires through, and like I said, I'm not gonna finalize this wheel, but at least we'll be able to plug the wheel in so that we can mess with the menus if we need to, and maybe we'll see what the kind of top speeds and different markers whoever used to have this hit. So wheel is on, and then I just plugged in our 2 connections. So let's put power back to this thing because I got the battery off. And let's see, actually right before I do that, I do want to put in this trim panel. This thing's been bugging me for a while. So, oh, also it would help if I plugged in the clock spring as well. So let me plug that in and get this trim panel in here, and that way this is kind of buttoned up a little more finished. Ooh, something so satisfying about that, you guys. So once we put the sill in, it'll come up to there, and then the other one, but the A-pillar cover, but that is looking real good. Got all those in there. So let's go ahead and have some fun. Let's turn this thing on and let's see what previous owners have hit as far as all those, you know, metrics and 0 to 60s and top speed and all that kind of stuff. So let's throw the battery back on. I also got to order one of these. Our overhead console is baked. Still got the little Honda battery, but she's holding steady. Okay, so if we turn this on, got our Hellcat logo. Both our windows should work now. So we actually got a window on both sides. Pretty cool. All right, so hopefully once it's done being pissed off, maybe we can do something here. All right, so we can move things around right now. We're missing one tire, if you guys saw in a previous video. So I do have the last tire pressure sensor, but because one of them isn't on, and it's because we tacoed one of the, or somebody tacoed one of the wheels. So it's got 85,000 miles. Coolant temp, a lot of this stuff isn't gonna work. I don't know if it'll let us into the other stuff, and it gets so pissed off because it's in some sort of freak out mode. But let's see. See if we can get to some of our tops. 192 miles an hour, you guys. So somebody has been ripping in this thing. Let's see, 0 to 60 timer. I don't know if it'll show any of the previous last. No, it's not showing any of that stuff. Somebody was ripping in this thing though, you guys. 192 miles an hour. That is flying. G-forces, none of that stuff's gonna show. It's just current. Lap history. Yeah, 192, so it's holding the top speed. Let's see, fuel economy stuff, trip info. That's not really gonna matter for us right now. Audio, no stored surprisingly no stored messages, kind of crazy. Let's see, diagnostic codes, but we don't need to do that. We don't even have a computer in this right now. So, all right, so 192 miles an hour. Oh, there, now it's in kilometers an hour. 308 kilometers an hour. I don't even know how I just put it. Somehow I put it in kilometers. Let me get that out of there. We don't want that thing. Okay, we're back on miles per hour now. Somehow I hit it in, I put it in Canada mode. 192. So high beams and low beams work. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's just got the shutter in it. Can you guys see it up on the wall there? So that all works. I don't know if our turn signals are working unless we're in the on position, but that all works. I know our signals work on our lights. Hopefully you guys can see the amber. So our 4-ways work. So one thing at a time. We got all sorts of stuff. We got our little ambient lights. Pretty cool. We've got our door locks. All that works. Windows. We got a functioning vehicle. We just don't have an engine. Okay, so I'm just grabbing a few more plastic pieces that I've got just laying about just so that they're in the car, on the car where they should be instead of laying all over the shop. So this is our, I guess, cabin air filter box. It goes in that corner. We'll put that in just a second, which goes back there. I'm not putting the headlights in just yet because I have some pieces coming for those. But what I've got over here is our door sills. So let's go ahead and put those on, just snap into place. One less thing we got to worry about. Man, it's crazy, just all these little things start adding up into quite a bit. I gotta find this little piece, but again, still have to do all that stuff and whatnot. But let's go ahead and move on to that little air box that goes there. Okay, so we've got that little air box in there, and now let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so I told you guys, all right. I can't talk. All right, so I told you guys I was getting something for the Challenger, and I got them. So I picked these up. These are halo lights. They said they won't work for the HID kits or HID headlights, factory HID headlights, but they definitely do. I wasn't sure why they said it wouldn't work, but I was pretty sure it would. And it does look like they do. And they actually comes with a plug-and-play wire harness. It taps into your side marker right here, and it has like a little loop or pass through for your side marker, and then it'll come on. So it actually just fell out. Let me plug this back in, and it, because I do have like the actual harness, I think I was showing you guys. Let me get this in here. All right, so this would be if you had factory ones, but obviously this isn't factory equipped, and this slides right into the back of the headlight like that, and then the screws. Hit the lights, Dennis. Hey, look at that. That's pretty dang cool. Probably have to get a screw in there, but look, so now it's got like that whole tunnel look all the way through. And here's what it looks like when it's out. So I think we have to pop out. What do you think, Dennis? Pop out the little...
Yeah, you gotta get the lens out.
Pop that thing. And then we should be able to screw this in the back. So let's try popping that out and see what happens. All right, so there's this little plug in here, and it's just held in by a few little jigma bops. Boop. Oh, almost. There's a little, it's got 3 little, oh, there it is. All right. It's out.
It's like a sound cap.
Yeah, it's like a little, little dealio. So now this should slide in on this side. Hey, hey, hey. And we'll screw this one as well. And then we got 2 air intakes on our headlights. What do you think? How do you feel about that?
Ricer.
I think it's pretty cool.
All the rice.
All the air intake. Okay, so it's in here, but we figured let's we're gonna pop the bumper off quick. I still got some other stuff, so it's gonna have to come on and off, but we'll throw the headlights in here, see what she looks like up in there. All right, so we went ahead, threw them in. This is the first time this car has had headlights since the rebuild. All right, hit it, Dennis. That actually looks pretty cool. Look at that, screaming demon. That's pretty cool. I don't care what you say, Dennis.
Uncle Ben approved.
Everybody in the comments, see if Dennis is right. Type if you guys like this, or if Dennis is a racer. Dennis is a real racer. He drives a Jap crap.
It's faster than this thing.
He's got us there. We have no engine.
It's, you know, facts, bro.
We got no engine. Can't say nothing.
So you can't even see it like this now.
You can't see them?
Like, well, standing up. Short
True.
people can see it.
But when this thing's coming, it's gonna look evil. Them evil eyes.
You'll be behind me a lot.
Okay, so let me turn these back on one last time. I just threw the hood down for a second, but I wanna know what you guys think. So Dennis took off, but check this out. It's starting to have a face, you guys. This thing is starting to look mean. But let me know what you guys think. I think I said this a minute ago, but I guess the only thing that I can pick apart on this is the factory, you know, halos, whatever you want to call them. They're a little bit more of a white. I don't know, this is a little more crisp white, but I don't know. I think the offset's kind of cool. They did sell them as well in red, but I thought red would be a little cheesy. But yeah, and plus I know you can't like have red or blue, obviously, because that's the police colors. So I don't know how that would have worked out having those, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool. They don't flicker, it's just the camera picking up that, but in reality they're not flickering or anything like that. But yeah, this thing is starting to look like a car finally. I feel like it's been forever, but pretty excited, you guys. I'm gonna end this video here. I got a lot of cool stuff for this thing. I don't know if I've said it in this video yet, but this thing is getting a fully built engine. So it's gonna have pistons, rods, all ARP fasteners. The engine's gonna be over 1200 wheel horsepower capable. So we're gonna put the 2.4 blower on it for now. And then it's gonna be pulleyed and whatnot. So it's still gonna be making a hell of a lot of jam. And then I'm gonna be looking to probably get maybe a Whipple or something on it. And then it'll be able to push the air to be able to increase the horsepower to where we're talking. So it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited. So I think we covered a lot on this. Also, I don't know if I mentioned, but I did order a sunroof. So that should be showing up this coming week. Once the sunroof shows up, then I can put that in. Then I can put the harness in for the mirror and all that stuff. And then I can also put in our headliner. And then once that goes in, then I can get a windshield in there, because I don't really feel like folding up that headliner. I'm sure you can maybe maneuver it, but I feel like it'll just be way easier just to feed the headliner through the opening of the windshield and do it that way. But anyways, you guys, if you haven't, go check out shopboosted.com. I continue to add new products over there. So we do have a Mopar kill switch as well that I just post on there. So if you have one of these cars, you might want to check it out. It's a pretty cool product that we offer. You can read about it, all the details. And also we offer some parts. We've got some merch, we've got shirts, and we've got consultations if you need help swapping your Hellcat or any project that's Mopar related. I got you. So go check that stuff out. Give it a thumbs up before you take off. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.